Hey, True Believers England, Teen here with another batch of new comic book reviews. This time around, as we're going through the future states, going to talk about Superman Worlds of War, as well as from Marvel Comics. We've got the Chris Claremont tribute book, We Live #2 from independent company Aftershock, and Future State, The Next Batman #2. So kick back, relax, let's get this party started. Superman Worlds of War is a double-length story, obviously featured and focused around Superman for a little bit. It's also got the Black Racer and Midnighter and Mr. Miracle. None of them, by the way, thrill. I didn't mind the Mr. Miracle story, and the Midnighter was all right as well. By the time I got to the Black Racer, though, I was done with this book. There's nothing good about it. There's tolerable. This story right here about a bunch of people that get together to talk about how Superman, who was gone from the planet, helped them, that was tolerable. It was okay. It was fine. And when you get to the Mr. Miracle story, they tell a very A-okay story. Midnighter, probably the most exciting, but ultimately, it was okay. It was fine. There's nothing bad about it. It's just there's nothing memorable. There's nothing particularly good about it either. And that's the big problem with this. There's nothing to latch on to. But in all honesty, that wasn't the big problem with it. The big problem with it is it's $9 goddamn dollars. Yeah, okay, you're getting a double-sized comic. Well, I got, by the way, the cardstock version, so it's $9. I was interesting to find out what's going on here. By the way, Mongols got Superman on a warrior planet with a red sun. Why are we not focused on that? Instead, here we go. And it was boring, ultimately. When it comes right down to it, it was boring. They buried the lead. They buried what should have been important. And unfortunately, it just kind of suffered for it. It should have been better. I don't hate anything about this book. I really don't. I don't like anything about this book either. This is the hardest kind of review to talk about, because when it comes right down to it, this book is just fine. But when you spend $9 freaking dollars on a comic book, they need to come up with better, far better than just fine. Alrighty, going from just fine to holy crap, did that just happen? We gotta go to We Live 2. I'm a little bit behind on my We Live. I missed the second issue off the shelf, so I had to wait for it to come in. And by George, I did not know this was as popular as it got, guys. Holy Toledo. So anyway, we joined back with the old man, the old bus driver, and the kids, who they're trying to get these kids to this train station so they can make it to a rocket off of the Earth, because the Earth is now pretty much uninhabitable for humans. I mean, well, at the very least, we're not the dominant species. There are predators who basically wipe us out. The one we just got killed there, we find hunts in packs and are very vengeful. So the fact that the guy killed one means that everybody here is in danger, so they kind of have to put a little bit of a hurry on their trip. As you could tell, the art is really good. The story, trust me, is spot on. This keeps you on the edge of your seat, this book does. But what really nails it for me, as you can see by the pictures that are going by, is the colors. This is Ava de la Cruz? Holy Toledo. You know what? I've got to applaud you. These things pop. This is a beautiful book to look at. It really is, and I'm gonna give it to the colorist here. I think everything it looks like a world you want to spend on. You spend some time on, even though, of course, everybody's trying to get off because it's dangerous. Now, the thing that I think is weird is we are seeing, like the old man talks about, okay, we know this guy is like this, so if you come over here, you'll be safe. So they understand there are ways to get around these dangerous beasts. I'm wondering if, given time, the humans, because of our opposable thumbs and our brains, couldn't figure out a way to become the dominant species again. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get to the traveling, and I'm telling you, this is one hell of a story. I am so far I'm in for all of it. I love this book. Next up, we have the Chris Claremont Anniversary Special. So it's Chris Claremont, and he's doing a whole bunch of pages with a whole bunch of different artists. What can I say about this book, though? So you got Daniel Moonstar, who's tasked by Hela to go around and find somebody. It's time for her to get somebody from the land of the living to the land of the dead. And she's being chased by the Shadow King. So she decides, hey, that's the guy. Okay, I'm going to go after the Shadow King. And they go from world to world, from place to place, different universes and such like that, trying to kill each other, basically. And the thing is, I mean, I guess what do you tell a story for? You've got, and by that I mean, what is the point of the story beyond that? They don't have anything, definitely not enough to fill up an entire issue, so you really do just get these few pages of seeing different worlds. Here we have different Reed and Sues fighting different villains and such like that. It's or different Sues fighting their husbands. I think it was, and that's the way that's the whole book. Okay, now we go to Rogue and Binary fighting, and now we go to we go and we fight Gambit for some reason. So it's basically just visiting these characters as they fight for a little bit, only to go on to other characters. Fun. I mean, it is a fun book. I'm not going to take that away from it. But ultimately, it's kind of Dixie Cup deep. You know, it's just not something, it's all gravy, no meat, basically is what I'm saying here. Once again, entertaining time, just nothing that's going to hurt your brain while you're reading it. And finally, I want to talk about the Next Batman. Now, if you remember from the Next Batman review for the first issue, I didn't like it. I thought it was sloppy. I thought it was a big old mess. I thought it was it was a miss. There was no real character given to anybody. There was no progression. It just seemed like, okay, yeah, we've got this new Batman, but what are we going to do with him? This picks up. This is, I think this story is hurt by the way they're doing this. Next Batman is an anthology book. So you're getting a little piece of a story as you go. Of course, the Batman thing, I guess I'm wrong on because it's a full 22-page story. But I'm telling you, this second issue is a hell of a lot better as we finally see this new Batman thrown into the whole Magistrate mix. Now, the thing I do like about this, because this is something that bothered me forever and ever and ever and a day. Anytime anybody else puts on the bat suit, they're treated as if they're Bruce Wayne. Oh, they could fight as well as Bruce Wayne. Maybe they could take Nightwing out. One thing I was actually impressed in the first issue, that Nightwing took him down. And that's the way it should be. And they do that here. Batman, the Luke Fox Batman, has a hell of a lot of harder time taking care of the Magistrate than Bruce Wayne does, even over in Dark Detective, and that's the way it should be. And it's done well. It's a great character moment. He's got to work harder. He's got to be tougher because he just isn't Bruce Wayne. Sure, he's got his gadgets. I didn't care for this part, though. Are you telling me you have not just Gotham villains, but Jason freaking Blood in this prison? It's a mayor who's running this. Oy vey, there should be something, there's got to be something big in the end where we find out it's somebody bigger than a mayor that is running this city. You're not taking down, there's Gorilla Grodd is in this prison, by the way. So this part didn't quite work out. The first part, the Batman story, yes. This story, no. Sorry, gang. You just asked me to believe a little bit too much BS. I couldn't do it. I couldn't make the leap. It just wasn't in me. But what you gonna do? The other parts of the book, I dug on, but unfortunately, not this one. Overall, though, would I recommend it? Probably not. This is another one of those expensive books. It's like, what, $6.99? I got the card stock, so oh, and by the way, this Ladies' Night story, horrible. I did not like it at all. So yeah, 1 out of 3 for the price of it. I've got to go pass on this one. All right, time to sum up, and as usual, I line the covers from the one I like the least to the one I like the best. And in all honesty, it's got to be Superman Worlds of War. For the price tag, you give me at least one exciting story. That's all I ask. And so next up, we got to talk about the Chris Claremont book. Overall, it's fine. I enjoyed it. It's not exactly cohesive, but at least it's entertaining. Not as entertaining as that first Bat story in the next Batman. I really like this story. The rest of the book is fair to partly middling to bad, but that first story. But the best of the bunch is We Live. This, like I said, is a comic book that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Also, there's some sort of music thing I haven't been able to take advantage of, but maybe someday I will if I have a better phone or something like that. But even without that music, holy crap, congratulations to the Miranda brothers, because this one's awesome. But that's just my opinion. What is yours? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell if you haven't done it already, making sure all the notifications set on all. If you don't mind helping out the channel, please click like and share. Share is very important. Comment as well. And if you don't mind helping out financially, going over to Patreon and Ko-Fi, drop $1 in the till. Like, thank to everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.